Aloha, aloha, aloha. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to watch this daily cash flow video game. I am Brent from ihavsuccess.com, and today, when we play the cash flow game here at the minimart that I'm solopreneuring, we are going to listen to the man who created the cash flow game. If you don't know how to play, find out. We're going to get right into it.
Welcome. We've never done this before, but since we're all together, we thought we would just do a little round table. But the trouble is we don't have a table, we don't have enough chairs. So we'll have a round stand-up. And I thought we would have a discussion, on the subject of winning, but also drive, determination, discipline. And all of us standing up here can stop. We have enough money, we have enough success, we have all enough. And something drives us. And it's the same thing that drove us to this point, but it keeps us driving beyond it.
What size?
Stop. We have enough money, we have enough success, we have all enough. But something drives us. And it's the same thing that drove us to this point, but it keeps us driving beyond it. Some people who are into being comfortable, this is nice. I think being comfortable is nice. So basically, when I talk about the four kinds of people, one is a person who must win. I think we have people up. Two is a person who must be right. A lot of times there are attorneys, accountants, or school teachers, or politicians, all that kind of stuff. And three is a person who must be comfortable. And when I talk to people who must be comfortable, they're always saying to me, why are you working so hard? Why? Why are you sitting in here working? It's a different person. And the fourth person is the person who must be liked. You want to be popular. So they'll do everything to be liked. It's like this. And we're actually all four of them in certain degrees. But what we really are about, and personally, is if I win something, I want to win again. And if I lose, I'm going to kick the butt. Different attitude. And losers are, thinking, you cheated, you did this, gone, So that's what we're going to talk about, is the subject of winning, drive, determination, and what keeps us going. So we'll have my sweetheart go first.
Well, number one, I really do hate losing. And I know we talk about, when you lose, you learn, and that's how you make mistakes and you move forward. And that's true, and that's absolutely true. That's how I learn, that's how I grow. But there's something in me that I hate to lose, and it's hard to explain. But I think what drives me is, a good example is we took a vacation in Hawaii a couple of months ago. We took 2 weeks in Hawaii, and I actually, for the first time in a long time, experienced boredom. Actually, for like 2 hours, I was bored. It was the worst feeling in the whole world. I hadn't really experienced it before. It's like my mind wasn't like driving on something. Everything was done. I could just kind of sit back on the beach, and I just really hated it. And so this year for me, I'm 50 years old, and I've never been driving so hard in my life. And for me, what is most exciting, and it's scariest at the same time, but most exciting, is when I push up against something I'm not sure I can do. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but the fear is there. There's a lot of risk, and the fear of, when you step up to the line and then you back off. But when you step up to the line and you break through something you don't know you can do, that's the ultimate. That's the adrenaline, and that's really one of the things I just love the most.
Where?
Well, I don't know. I think for me is this whole thing is, it's always the big question is how big can you be? How much can you accomplish? And for me, this thing about winning is, and that's the reason I like business, because the problem in sports is when the game's over, it's over, the clock runs out. But in business, you're always going to rebound. So it's kind of like what you said, is like, even if I screw up today, I can get even tomorrow. And I think you said something to me once. We were sitting around talking, you said, it's just good to be in the game, isn't it? And I said, yeah, that's really true. Is to be able to play, to win. If I get knocked down, it's
Yeah.
motivation. I always say, how big is your game? How much can you accomplish? And for me, this thing about winning is, and that's the reason I like business, because the problem in sports is when the game's over, it's over, the clock runs out. But in business, you always get a rematch. So it's kind of like what you said, is like, even if I screw up today, I can get it tomorrow, you know? And I think you said something to me once, we were sitting back around talking, you said, it's just good to be in the game, isn't it? And I said, yeah, that's really true. Is for me to be able to play, to win, if I get knocked down, it's motivation. I always go through the same mood level. It's kind of like, first I get momentarily depressed, then I get angry, then I get resourceful. And the more I do it, I keep on doing the cycle faster. So my wife, Eileen, like, whenever I'm angry, she goes, oh, this is good. So when she's happy, I'm angry. It's a bad combination. But I know that because ever since I've been a little kid, it's just like, you don't play a sport in second place. I mean, why would, you run track, I ran track, I tried football, but you can tell the chemistry didn't work real well. But my point is that why would you go up to the line if you weren't planning to win it? If you weren't going to give it everything that you got. And I think that for me, it's this desire to win is just, again, is a way of life. Every day, how big can I be? How much can I accomplish? How far can I go? I have friends like you, Kim, they're just like kicking back, how do I get clean on retirement? In my brain just doesn't even fathom stopping. It's
Give me the microphone. No, that's such a good point. Because I have really cut out a lot of my friends in the last few years for that exact reason. Is as we're driving forward, we're growing. I'm hanging out with you guys because you encourage me, we encourage each other. We're like driving on it, and it's really hard to hang out with friends that are just kind of complacent, and they're either growing or you're declining. And these friends are declining, and I want to be around people who I get excited and driven by. So I just want to make the point.
Yeah, sure. It's like. And there's one other point. But seriously, I think for me too, like you say, there's certain friends that are no longer around. We started with a lot of people. Years ago, there'd be a lot of people. This is what's left, because at some level, people, they don't want to go for it anymore. And I think, and now I just want to say what you think about it, is this: I think that once you get a taste of winning, and once you get a taste of winning, doing something you really love doing, it's addictive. You've got to keep going. It's kind of like, I don't play golf. You hit the hole in one. Okay, this guy, the only guy I know that actually hit a hole in one. Give him a hand.
Well, this is the worst part. He hit a hole in one of his first time up at the tee. He says, "What's so hard about this game?"
But see, and I don't play golf, but I would understand that, like, you get a good shot, and you want to play more, because you're trying to get back to that zone where you felt great. Yeah, that makes sense? You have a time when you just feel awesome, and for me, it's just keep getting back to that place, how much bigger can I get it to be? And it's just an affliction, I think, of having. And people ask me, I said, part of the code of honor is you gotta have an ungodly desire to win. And I went to one organization and said, we don't want to use the word win, we just want to use the word succeed. Like, what's wrong with winning? It's like, well, winning means someone else is going to lose. And the problem with that is, but there are people that have, somehow in their brains, it doesn't work. Winning is a bad thing, but for me, it's when I get up in the morning.
Well, it's like our friend Craig Capula, the psycho coach. He says he played pro baseball, and he says now in Little League, nobody's allowed to lose. So he formed his own league. He's so upset. He says, "What is this stuff when nobody can win?" He says that is the biggest load of rubbish. Joe Montana, the greatest quarterback, said the same thing. He said, winning and losing's not bad. It's just how you to me, every time I've lost, I've said, thank you. I'm going to come get you. You know, you have now given me a reason to be around. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick it so bad. You'll regret the day you kicked my butt. And that's it. And I'm grateful. That is the difference. But again, there's four people. Winners, people need to be right, people want to be comfortable, and people need to be right. And the people that need to be right are the ones that form those little leagues, need to go by leagues. Well, that's your choice. That would not fit my this does not fit. I go out there, I don't care if I lose, I just want another shot. That's all I ask. You know, if I really want to win, I'll come back at you, And I'm grateful for your strength because you make me hard. That is the hope. Marco. You think you're not too? I don't think you would be needed. One of the things that makes me keep going is, like, for example, when we're working in the tunnel, and we hear all of the stories from the handicapped kids and the families and all that, the number one question that comes to a person when you're facing a big challenge in your life is, why me? Right? Why did my kid have to be born with this handicap condition? Or why did I lose money? Or why was I born in a poor family? Or why, why me? Why, because you're always seeing other people that are doing better than you. But the interesting something that those kids have taught us in the past is that when you have privilege, when you have gifts that God or life gave you, when you have things that you cannot do anything to accomplish when you were born with it, like the possibility of communicating, the capabilities of being a leader, the capabilities of building teams, the capabilities of what you say. You never ask yourself, why me? You just ask yourself, why me when you have something bad in your life, and not when you have something good in your life. So what has happened to me is that I go like, why me? Why me? I could have been that handicapped kid. I mean, what's the difference? And I kind of realized that I believe in God, and I believe that God has an issue. And you have to learn how to discover, how to find out what your miserable life is. Why were you born under those circumstances? And you say a lot of your workshops, why did you have to go through all of that struggle to get to the point where you are? There's a reason for it. So if you can find an answer, and you can say, okay, I'm gonna do something with it. Then you can be the best you can be. Then you can win. Which is for me the meaning of winning. Doing something that even when I'm not here anymore, it's still gonna be there. That's what drives you on. Yeah. Thank you. Kenny?
Well, I think my stage, since I was a young kid, first of all, what I identified the most with the Rich organization was when Robert was talking about the AD and the C student, I was definitely the C student. And I could never understand why, I was never getting the A's and the high marks, probably because I didn't study. And the truth was that I just wasn't very passionate about a lot of the subjects. Had I been passionate about the subjects, I think obviously I would have done better at them. So I always seem to do better at gym. So what I did is kind of like what Blair did, is I excelled in sports. So that's kind of what I learned about, really. I learned about winning, and then my motivation changed. Once I learned that I just wanted to really crush all the A students, even though I was a C student. And that's when I became an entrepreneur. And so then it just became a drive. And basically in the beginning it was all about failure. I didn't want to fail. So, but I think once I got educated more, then I realized a lot more about what I knew and what other people didn't know. And so now it actually becomes more like a game for me at this point. Because, yes, I like to win, of course. And definitely, if you come in second place, it's really just the first loser. And, it's the truth. And so, for me, it started out as a fear of failure, but now,